going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackwoods. This is the Kaged Review. And for wrestling specifically, I have a little bit to catch up on. I'm going all the way back to last SmackDown. We just had this SmackDown last night. So I'm going to start out with 6/4/19 SmackDown, and then I got to do Super Showdown, catch up on Raw and SmackDown for this week. And then I got a lot of other things that I really need to catch up on. But I'm going to run through these pretty quickly because they're a little bit older, and I got to try to catch up here. So, starting off with this SmackDown, you have the New Day, Kofi and Xavier. They cut a promo first. Kofi has this bit where they show him in Ghana, Africa, which I thought was really cool. Hometown, you know, giving a lot of love to where he's from, and you see a lot of the kids really excited about it, so it was cool. Dolph Ziggler promo after that. He comes out. He does the whole "it should have been me" thing. Don't really know. I think sometimes they drive certain phrases to the point of death, to where you're tired of them. WWE has a really bad habit of doing that. And then you get Kofi and Xavier versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They kind of run right into that KO, and Sami come out, and it's kind of a cluster the way they start things nowadays, and it's just been like that for a while. So they have the match, kind of exactly what you would think it is. I really respect Kevin Owens, man. He really goes out there and gives it his all every time. In this match, though, of course, Kofi and Xavier are going to come up the victors, which is fine. I mean, like I said, that's exactly what you would expect. Then Dolph Ziggler strikes again after the match, and that's where they leave it. So you get a Shane McMahon backstage bit, and honestly, his bits, they've been plenty. Like, they've had a lot of Shane McMahon on TV lately, and I don't feel like he's a big draw. I don't feel he's a big sell, and it's getting stale very quickly. So after that, you have a moment of bliss with Bayley interrupted by Carmella and Charlotte Flair, and I noticed during this whole bit, like, the crowd was just dead. Even when they were trying to get the crowd to react, didn't seem like it was working very well at all. So it really fell flat. Then you get a backstage Carmella R-Truth bit, and honestly, this has been one of the highlights. When they first brought in the 24/7 championship, I didn't like the idea. I thought it was going to be a terrible ripoff of the Hardcore, and turns out that R-Truth getting the spotlight, giving him the belt, was probably the best thing that could have happened to WWE. Honestly, like, it's been hilarious at times. So you get Elias versus R-Truth. Elias wins, of course. Then you get a 24/7 belt brawl. R-Truth wins the belt, and then, yeah, that's where I'll leave it. You get another Aleister Black promo, and Aleister Black can kind of talk. I think he cuts decent promos. I wouldn't say they're really great. I wouldn't say they're terrible. They're very middle of the road for me. He's amazing in the ring, and that's where I would really like to see him get back into wrestling. It looks like they're building up to something, but what? I don't know. So let's, get to the point with that is kind of my feeling. And you get Shane McMahon with the Revival. They're cutting a promo, and it's funny because when they do the whole best in the world bit, CM Punk chants just reign. Roman Reigns comes out, Drew McIntyre comes out, and it really goes nowhere. You get a little scuffle, and that's it. Alexa Bliss versus Carmella versus Charlotte is next, and for some reason, out of nowhere, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville have this huge beef with Carmella. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The match was decent for what it was, and I gotta say, Carmella, in the newest SmackDown, which I'm a week ahead, and this SmackDown here, I gotta say, I really like Carmella a lot more in the ring. I really do. I thought she was very, very good. So with that being said, Alexa Bliss gets the win. This was to see who was going to fight Bayley, and it was because Mandy Rose distracted Carmella, I think grabbed her leg or something. I don't know exactly what it was, but Mandy Rose got involved. Carmella got distracted. She was going to get the win, and then Alexa Bliss pulled it out. After that, you get an in-ring interview with Lars Sullivan, and they kind of did a delay here. It was Charlie interviewing Lars Sullivan, And so Charlie asked him a question. There was a huge pause. And then Lars Sullivan goes into a very big spiel here, and I don't know that all of it was very coherent. Lars Sullivan has cut some very good promos in NXT. If you've ever heard him talk, the guy can talk. He can cut a promo. He's definitely articulate. And I feel like they missed something with this promo. I felt like a lot of it was written for him, which we all know is a big problem. And it just went nowhere. So that's my thoughts on that. Then you get Andrade with Selena Vega versus Apollo Crews. The match never starts. Apollo Crews gets to the ring. Andrade just wears him out. Finn Balor comes out. Those two have a scuffle. It is what it is. Goldberg comes out at the end here. This is the big build-up before Super Showdown. And knowing what I know now, they should have left it alone. But Goldberg and The Undertaker both show up. Goldberg cuts a promo and he ends it with, Undertaker, you're next to rest in peace. Undertaker shows up, they have a nose-to-nose. The bell hits, lights go out. Undertaker disappears just like he did appear in the ring. So, massive Goldberg chants. It's really one of the few times during this entire show that the crowd came alive. And that's where they ended it. Overall, not a good show. And next week's is even worse, since I'm kind of caught up here. The biggest things I think with me that make this show good are R-Truth right now and Carmella with the 24/7 bit. They did some like outside of the arena type stuff, like on a golf course. R-Truth and Jinder Mahal and on an airplane going to Saudi. It's really been very, very cool and very funny. I think that everything else is really stale at this point. Shane McMahon, stale, like really, really stale. A lot of the other stuff they're doing is just not good. So, you know, I will say that I think Carmella kind of surprised me in the last couple of weeks. I think that match wasn't bad. So, with that being said, I mean, everything that I did not like about this, including the extended Shane McMahon bits, and how short the promos are for Undertaker and Goldberg, I mean, I'll give it a 3 out of 10. And that's what it is. So ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm at, 3 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz, Kaged Nation, out.